Hi everybody, I'm Julie Kerr, writer and director of the romantic comedy Geek Loves Punk, and my buddy who I went to high school with named Joey asked me some really great questions, and one of Joey's questions was, how do I live in the San Francisco Bay Area? And then he said, do I eat ramen every night? And he means so there's like fancy ramen, and then there's the little 10-cent packet ramen. He meant that kind of ramen. I grew up on the 10-cent packet ramen, so the 10-cent packet ramen. Yeah, I didn't have fancy ramen, so I moved out here to the San Francisco Bay Area, and it is delicious, but it costs more than 10 cents. Okay, so let me answer this question. How do I live in the Bay Area? And do I eat ramen every day? Okay, the 10-cent ramen. Okay, so great question. The first thing I'm going to say is I'm originally from Virginia. So yeah, I'm from Virginia. I went to college at VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University, a great school. And then I moved out to San Francisco Bay Area. And so yeah, how do I live out here? Great question. So I'm kind of just joking, but not joking. So I've lived in the Bay Area from 2000. I moved out here in 2005. It is now 2020. Holy crap. I have been out here 15 years. Holy crap. It's been awesome. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk. Okay. So yeah, I have moved out here. Holy moly, it's been so long. Okay. So one of the questions, how do I live out here? Right. Okay. I'm kind of joking, not joking, but one of the ways I've lived out here is one of the reasons I've been able to stay out here. Okay, y'all. Okay, so one of the reasons I've been able to live out here in the Bay Area for so long is God. I know it sounds like I'm being facetious, but I would say God. I'd say for me, I'm spiritual, religious, don't let that scare you, because I'm a very kind, loving person who's also gay and blah, blah, blah. And I'll link to other videos I made talking about that. But anyway, I happen to be religious, spiritual, so basically God's really looked out for me. Just really looked out for me as I lived out here. Because I don't work in tech. So tech pays really well, like really, really, really well. And I don't really have any beef about that necessarily. What I do want to say is, yeah, basically God's just, because I don't work in tech, so I make like regular money type of thing, although right now I'm unemployed, but yeah, I make like regular money, I do fine. But basically every step of the way, God's been looking out for me for sure. And that's a big reason why I've been able to live out here, considering I don't work in tech. Like, you're set if you work in tech, give or take, because the pay is so well, yeah. But I don't work in tech, but yeah, I've been fine because God's been looking out for me for sure. Okay, so also though, I actually live, so the San Francisco Bay Area is huge. It's like gigantic. And when people say the Bay Area, they mean like San Jose, which is a city, San Francisco, which is a city, and then Oakland, which is a city, and then there's tons of like suburbs and stuff like that are part of it. So I actually have been living in a city called Oakland, California. So if you go to a map, like, you'll see like Oakland is right. So like, gosh, I'm not good at camera left, camera right, but maybe I'll just put up a map right here. But anyway, if you look at a map, there's like San Francisco is right here. And then right here on a map is like Oakland. So I can get on a train and be in San Francisco in like 10, 15 minutes. I have to walk to the train, but even then, it's not that big of a deal. So actually Oakland, the rent was never, when I moved out here in 2005, like the rent wasn't ever that expensive. So I rented a room in West Oakland for about $400. Yeah, and which is totally affordable. I made a couple of dollars over minimum wage, and it was totally fine. Like, I could live off that, and it was fine. There's this comedian, Yvonne, from the show Insecure, and she has like 2 degrees, but apparently she made a joke about deferring her student loans for like way too long. I did the same thing. I was able to defer my student loans for a while. I don't know how or why, but I was able to defer my student loans for a while. That helped. Okay. All right. But yeah, so that's what I did. Yeah, so the rent wasn't too bad. And so the rent in Oakland wasn't that bad back in 2005. And then from there, I've kind of moved a lot, but I've just moved in different neighborhoods in Oakland where just the rent was never that much. And now I live in like a 2-bedroom apartment in Oakland, and even then I just got lucky. Something called rent control. I just got lucky. So all the apartments I found were on Craigslist, and this apartment that I have here I found on Craigslist, and it has rent control, and the building was built before like the 1960s, something like that, and because of that I just got lucky. Found it on Craigslist. So yeah, so that's it. And then as I moved out here in 2005, I made a couple of dollars over minimum wage, which was fine for me. And basically I've just, as far as my wage, I've just through the years worked my way up to getting my wage up a little bit. Well, for me a lot, but in the Bay Area there's a little bit of the keeping up with the Joneses, but you can't really keep up unless you're in tech. So I don't really bother keeping up with the Joneses, but it's just like, yeah, I think sometimes there's like accidental snootiness in the Bay Area, which is fine, it's not a big deal. But for me, so since 2005, I've just been, my wage has gone up little by little throughout the years. So now, like, with rent control, combine that with my wage, which is, I'm happy with the wage I get right now, although I'm unemployed, but the wage I was at with my last job, I was totally happy with it. So, and I could live off it. I don't have kids, for me, and my biggest bill really is student loans and a little bit of credit card debt, but anyway, yeah, I don't know, I basically rent control, I got lucky. So yeah. So the other thing I want to say, my most popular YouTube video right now is What Color is Your Parachute 2020. A new version comes out every year. I'm interested to see what the 2021 is going to say. But anyway, it's my most popular book. As far as finding a day job, I cannot stress that enough. My resume is really like good right now. Like, I'm getting phone calls from my resume, but the reason my resume looks good is because of that book, What Color is Your Parachute 2020. So I totally recommend that book. That's my most popular video right now on my channel. So I'll link to that video. But that's I don't know, that just caught the algorithm. But also the response to it is so positive. But also I believe in it. Like, so as far as like day jobs, that kind of thing, I could not recommend enough. I read What Color is Your Parachute in 2017. I really wish I would have read it in 2005 when I graduated college, because you can see it in the video, but what I realized is in 2005 I just kind of had low self-esteem, and I could have gotten quote-unquote better jobs, but I think, give or take, I think all jobs are good jobs, you know what I mean? All jobs are opportunities, so I definitely believe in that. But yeah, I could have gotten jobs that were a better fit and that maybe could pay a little bit more. I could have been doing that in 2005, right when I got out of college, if I had read that book and understood the art of finding a job. There's an art to it, basically, and that book explains what that art is. So I really recommend that book as far as looking for a job. And I'm lucky because like I said, with the Bay Area, people are hiring, because tech is doing fine right now. So basically tech, through the trickle effect, because tech's doing fine, then all the other businesses are doing, give or take, doing fine. I miss movie theaters. I miss them so much. But for me, until there's a vaccine, I'm not really going to go out a lot. And I do the mask thing, so... But yeah, I recommend the Parachute book. Yeah. But yeah, basically that's how I've been able to live in the Bay Area. I like the Bay Area. It makes me happy. I feel called here. So yeah, I feel God calling me to stay here, so I'm going to keep on keeping on here. And like I said, for me, the main reason God's been looking out for me. Like, there's so many times I'm like, holy crap, God, that was you. I know it was. every time something, like, I don't know, every time I've made it out here and everything's been fine, God's been looking out for me. And with that, I'm just keeping all COVID-19 people, the people on the front lines, victims who have it, keeping everybody in my prayers, that God protects you and loves you and keeps you safe. Okay, so that's my question. I answered the question, Joey. That's how I'm able to live in the Bay Area. I like it. I can't complain. It's a good life. And my landlords are really nice people. I got super lucky with my landlords. So yeah, so that's how I'm able to live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I hope I answered your questions. And if y'all have any other questions, I'm happy to answer those down below. Okay, love y'all. Talk to you later. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube video. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to, I would love it if you would like, subscribe, ring the bell, or leave any comments or questions down below. I'm totally down to answer any of your questions or see what your thoughts are on the video. Also, my official call to action is that you guys and gals and folks be really good to yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Times are tough right now. I'm keeping everybody involved with coronavirus, people on the front lines, in my prayers. And then us, just kind of everybody being stuck at home, keeping all of us in my prayers for sure. Okay, and my other call to action is that you join my email list. If you want to mosey on over to my website, this is like the link. Yeah, so I created a PDF and a PDF and a video. So I actually grew up in a abusive home, and now as an adult I'm doing quite well, considering considering a global pandemic. And yeah, so what I did is I came up with 5 daily strategies that I do every day that help me feel like good every day. And so yeah, I used to deal with a lot of sadness and depression in my 20s, and now I'm in my 30s. I started studying personal development, and in a way I've been studying personal development my entire life. So what I did is I created a PDF and a worksheet where I give 5 daily strategies that teach you to tell you the 5 strategies I do every day that just help me feel good. And also my college buddy, he joined my email list, and he saw the sequence of videos that you get to see through my email list and the worksheets, and he said they were amazing. He emailed me and he told me he loved them, and he thought they were super awesome. So he said, "These are so Julie." That's what he said, my college buddy. So that's pretty cool, pretty exciting. So hey, so I totally encourage you to watch my to join my email list. That's my official call to action. All right, thank you so much. I hope y'all have a great day. And I'm Julie Kerr, writer and director of the romantic comedy Geek Loves Punk. Okay, bye y'all. Love y'all.